Hey, welcome to this pick of an MT5. So, as usual, showing that it works. Now the MT5, in case you don't know, is one of Mul-T-Lock's pin-in-pin locks. The pin's a little bit smaller than their classic, and there's also an interactive element. So there's one called the alpha pin right at the back. Now on this lock, the alpha pin doesn't bind until I've actually picked the one or two of the outers, and I'm using a trusty Talons style tooth of hake for this. And once I've picked a couple, I can actually reach in the back there with this, because I've left myself a lot of room, and there I've just set the alpha pin. Always goes with quite a loud kind of click. What I'm doing now then is just working my way back and forth, try and find what's binding. This particular example of the MT5 is actually pretty well in tight tolerances, so it's sometimes a little bit challenging to work out what's binding and what isn't. And the bitting is pretty reasonable. So there's a very high cut at the front, and then followed by a very low cut, i.e. it's pretty well maximum adjacent spacing. Alright, I'm going to just switch now to a different pick, and I'm just going to try and set some of the inner pins. Now these are locked together a little bit, but not too badly, so I'm easing right up on the tension here. I'm just trying to nudge them in place without oversetting any of the outers. It's quite straightforward, I'm taking my time. I think I've got most of them now. There's just one more, I can't quite get it with that one. So I'm going to ease right up on the tension, pick against the direction of rotation of the tension in order to really slack that pin up and hopefully shift it. And any second we'll have an open. At this point I'm usually swearing under my breath a little bit because it's so close. I'm just, I'm just trying to nudge it over the edge. There it goes. Okay, good work there, drop the damn thing. So there's a bit of a numpty. I forgot to take the clip off the back of this beforehand, so I have to put up with me trying to massacre myself. I'd forgotten I hadn't done that, otherwise the right tool would be to hand. There you go. Okay, grab the pinning tray. Let's see if we can get you to actually focus on this. I really need to get some mechanism for focusing the camera easily set up. I'd be really interested to know what other people use for this. You kind of want a dial, don't you, on the desktop, so you can zoom in and out, or you can focus lock the camera. That'd be quite good. So you can see as these things come out, there's no spools, there's no serrations or anything. There's just a little under milling or undercutting to hook the kind of outers, the key pin outers and the driver pin outers. Sorry, the driver pin inners. It's just a little under milling to hook them together. The core on these is also relieved a little bit, and I'll show you that in a sec. I don't think it makes a lot of difference, to be fair. I'm making a bit of a hash of this, but you can see my tweezers there have been modified in order to hold the pins quite easily. I highly recommend that if you haven't done it. Here's that kind of relief, or that milling. It's not really undercutting, it's just a slightly wider bore in the top of it. Come on, focus camera. There you go. You can kind of see it there, just glinting in the light. Damn camera, come on, focus. Right, let me do this manually. Okay, last. You can see that final pin chamber there has got like a groove in the side. That's for that alpha pin that pokes through. You can kind of see the kind of relieved slot where the alpha pin pokes through there. It's quite unusual. You'll see it on the left here. So hold this thing up. You can see that kind of notch on the end. And I don't know if I can show you the. There you go. You can kind of see the spool on the end of that. I don't think you'll be able to see the undercutting very well. I'll try and show you anyway. There you go. And so they lock together quite effectively. So that's the MT5.